Hey guys, now in today's video, we're going to take a look at a very affordable scooter from a very well-known brand. High quality scooters that are super durable and look great. Looking at the NIU KQi1 Pro. And we're going to check out the specs, we're going to go on a ride, and you can see why this is a very affordable and compact scooter that you may want to pick up this fall. Let's go and check it out. Now the KQi1 Pro basically has a 15-mile range. It goes 15 miles per hour. It can support up to a 14% grade. It's foldable, has 9-inch pneumatic tires, has a dual braking system, and it also supports a smart app where you're going to be able to control the scooter as well as upgrade the firmware, and then also basically modify some of the settings so that you can modify acceleration, put on a lock. There's a lot of cool features on it. The best part about this scooter is that it only weighs 39.9 pounds. So 39 pounds is pretty good. All right, so let's first take a look at the suspension and the also tires for this scooter. So once again, we're taking a look at the NIU KQi1 Pro. And a couple things about this is that you're going to be able to get a range of up to 15.5 miles with a top speed of 15.5 miles per hour. 14% grade hill climbability. So if you're thinking about how well you can climb a hill, 14% grade is where it's going to be able to do well, and it's spec for. And it does have a very, very easy folding mechanism, which we're going to see in a couple seconds. You do have a dual braking system, a front drum brake and an electric rear brake. Now, you'll see the headlight in a couple seconds, and obviously this is going to be controlled by the app. Now, as you can see by the actual, I would say, bed itself, this is a smaller scooter. So depending on the size of your feet, you're probably not going to be able to get your feet side by side because it is narrower, as you can see right there. That's not going to be the widest scooter bed that you have, but it's going to make it really easy for you to transport this. If you're going to use this as a last mile device, it's excellent. You'll also notice towards the front, you have a larger, I would say, area, and that is where your charging port is found. And we're going to see what the charging port looks like. It's a different port. Most of these I found are typically proprietary, but this one has a different type of connector that you're going to see in a couple seconds. Now, this is the charger for the scooter, and the connector is a little bit different. So you'll see this right here. You can see what it looks like, and it's going to go connected right there. Now, the back of the scooter does have a really bright LED, and you can see when you press it, you will see like the brake light pop up. And I like the fact that it has very extensive mud guards, which means that as you're using this, you won't have to worry about getting any kind of debris on your back. Now, the charging port can be found right here. We'll go ahead and open this up so you can see the charging port, and it seals real nicely so you don't have to worry about any kind of water damage. Now, folding and unfolding the scooter is pretty straightforward. It does have almost like a compression that you have to do, so it's a little tight, but you notice it has this locking mechanism right here. And then once you do this, you lower this all the way down, and it locks into the back right there. You bring it back, and then you just close it up. One of the things I wanted to highlight is that the cable management inside of this area is pretty robust. It does have shielding or metal shielding that's going to keep that cable really nice and protected. And then when you lock it back into place, it does have a little release button here that's going to secure it so you don't have to worry about, knowing if you've secured it, because once that locks into the place, you're set to go. You will note that in the front and the back, you do have some nice reflectors, which is really nice. And then also you'll notice, once you see this in a second, that the actual display is really colorful. This display is pretty colorful, so you can see that it is app-enabled. It's using the standard app that all of their products have. It's really responsive. It's going to give you the ability to update the firmware if you need to. You have one brake right here that's going to actuate your brake for front and back. You do have a bell, right? So you can use that if you like. And then over here, you do have your throttle. Now, the front LED is pretty bright, so it should be sufficient to light up your area that you're riding in and also let people know that you are riding your scooter. Now, the app itself has a lot of information, from giving you the ability to lock it, see the current distance that you have, your battery level, and then below it, it does have the map showing your location. You also have some configuration options. You can set up your regenerative braking, you can customize your ride, you can have it set up to Bluetooth unlock automatically. If you choose to, you could deactivate kick to start, which means that as soon as you hit the throttle, the scooter is going to go. I will recommend that you don't do that because I've seen a lot of people hurt themselves because they've grabbed the scooter and inadvertently hit the throttle. So I'd keep it off. You also have the ability to set your regenerative braking, your dynamic mode, right? So that is your acceleration, set a dynamic riding mode, and customize acceleration and maximum speed. And then over here you have cruise control, which is something that I always turn on. I'm going to go ahead and turn it on once I have my ride. Now, today's video, we're taking a look at another scooter from NIU, and this is a more compact, lighter version of the scooters that we reviewed on the channel. This one actually has a 15-mile range and top speeds of 15 miles per hour. With it, though, comes a very light frame, comes also nice pneumatic tires that are going to give you a very, very enjoyable ride, but still has the same quality and the features that you would expect from this brand. One of the things that I'll tell you that I really like about this scooter in particular is how small it is and compact it is, which is going to make it a great commuter scooter for those of you who are looking to, maybe use this as a scooter that's going to be a last mile scooter. Now, one of the things I just did as I'm riding the scooters, I removed my hand off the throttle because this scooter does feature cruise control. So right now, this is cruising without me providing any kind of, throttle with my thumb here. Now, the scooter does have an internal braking system, front and back, has a little bell, and we'll go ahead and do that. You can hear that. Brakes are pretty responsive, and despite it being a little bit smaller, one of the things I wanted to highlight is the bed itself, like where you're putting your feet, does have a smaller area, surface area, so you're not going to have your feet side to side, but as you notice, you can have them front to back the way I am. Now, as you mentioned, the scooter does have some nice pneumatic tires, or 9-inch tires, and it does have an app that is going to be used for enabling and controlling several of the features of the scooter. The scooter basically does have almost like a GPS navigation system that you can gain access to inside of the app, which is pretty cool. And then has, regenerative braking settings, has also, if you're going to have cruise control on or off, the type of throttle that you're looking for. And you could also configure this to, let's say, not have a kicks to start motion where you can just go ahead and have it pull out immediately. Now, I don't recommend that for one specific reason. I have seen people who have inadvertently hit the throttle, and by hitting the throttle, the scooter has taken off because they had the kick to start function off. So I recommend leaving that on as a safety measure. Now, the handles themselves are grippy, but not so textured that it's going to bother the palm of your hands, and I really like that. Has a very interesting display, right? The display doesn't show your miles, but it does have a video, or I would say an LED display that showcases, when you're hitting top speed by color. So right now, I went from like an amber to a red, which means I'm hitting top speed, and I can see that it's connected to my phone via Bluetooth. Now, one other standout feature about this scooter is the fact that it's very easy to fold. So you'll be able to fold this scooter very quickly. It has a very nice, I would say, cable management system inside, and you're not going to run into any fraying of cables, right? Overall, really, all the scooters that we reviewed in the KQ series, and this is the 1 Pro, we've really enjoyed the craftsmanship, the durability, and also the overall ride. And this is just a really nice addition to that lineup that is, again, ultra compact and is going to give you that portability that many of us want, especially if you're using this as a last mile commuter or just something that you want to get to the store and back. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to see how well this scooter actually throttles and pulls out. So we're going pretty slow, and I'm going to go ahead and push the throttle fully down. This, again, is not going to be the kind of scooter that's going to leap forward. It's going to have a gradual acceleration. And we're going to see how well the acceleration goes, how fast it's going to have in top speed. Now, I've heard the actual cruise control alarm go off. It's a little beep. And right now, that means that it hit top speed because I was holding it for that period of time. So this is the top speed that you can expect when you're riding this scooter. Again, should get around 15 miles per hour with the 15-mile range. So guys, that wraps up our review. See you in the next video.